Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Hope you had a good, restful Sunday. I know I did. The weather was fantastic here in Tuscaloosa. Got close to 65. What's up, everybody? Everybody checking in. As we usually do on the show, we'll start out with Nick Saban's press conference. Then we'll move into, got some good stuff for you guys. We're going to look at the offensive stats, the defensive stats from the game against Citadel. And that game was 10-10. Were you guys sweating a little bit? I bet you were. Then we're going to move into the offensive gradeouts and defensive gradeouts. We're going to talk about Tua Tagovailoa's touchdown record. Also look at, what Jalen still contributes to this team and how and talk about his play there in the later part of the game against Citadel, throwing that touchdown pass. It was nice to see the crowd chanting, Jalen, Jalen. I mean, what a person of great character. We're going to talk about the college football playoffs. We're going to take a quick peek at Auburn for the Iron Bowl. I'm actually going to pipe in Auburn's defensive grades. I think it's important to look at because Auburn has a very good defense. Their offense has been struggling. I do have respect for the quarterback, but I think their defense is something to certainly keep tabs on. I think they're going to present a very good challenge for Alabama, and I'm sure Nick Saban will say the same thing. Remember, we will have Nick Saban's Monday presser on Monday, and then on Wednesday, Nick Saban will speak again. We'll have practice highlights throughout the week. We will have Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving lined up, and then we'll hit the Iron Bowl. So let's get it started with the Nick Saban presser, and then we'll continue with the show. So here's Nick Saban following Alabama's victory over Citadel.
Well, I think there's some lessons to be learned today. I think when you're not mentally ready to play a game, I don't really care who you're playing, and it may be hard for some people to understand the concept of competition, that you really go out there to play to be the best player that you can be. You don't look for some external factor like who you're playing against to motivate you, because it's really not about winning or losing. It's really about trying to be the best player. And we didn't play very well as a team in the first half, which, I take a lot of responsibility for not getting our team ready, more psychologically ready to go out there and perform and play better. Every team that comes here and plays us is going to give us their best shot. These guys got everything to gain and nothing to lose. And we got nothing but downside in the game. So if you can't motivate yourself to look within yourself to be the best player that you can be, then you're not going to be ready to play. But I think we did respond really well in the second half of the game. I thought basically they tried to shrink the game as much as they could, limit the possessions, which we had gone into the game knowing that they would do that. And we told the offense, you got to take advantage of every opportunity that you have. Well, in the first half, we turned the ball over. We went 3 and out once. We didn't score a touchdown in the red zone. So we didn't take advantage of the opportunities that we had. I think in the second half, we did a much better job on defense. We made some halftime adjustments to a couple of the formations that they were in. And I think it helped us a little bit. The 2 big plays that we gave up were, everybody's got to fit their responsibility on the option. And 2 times we had a guy not take the pitch when he was supposed to take the pitch, and they resulted in 2 40-plus yard runs. But other than that, I thought that our guys tried to execute fairly well. Obviously the pass defense must have been pretty good. This is the first time I've ever coached in a game where the other team didn't have any yards passing. But anyway, I think there's lessons to be learned for our team. Hopefully they'll learn and grow from this. You got to give their team a lot of credit. They play with a lot of heart. They're very tough, physical, and aggressive. I don't think there's any excuse for guys getting personal foul penalties at any point in the game and getting engaged with things that are not beneficial to our team. And when you get one of those, you affect everybody on the team. So it's not just about you. But from an injury standpoint, Alex Leatherwood has a twisted ankle. We think he'll be okay. Damian Harris has what they are calling a mild concussion, and he had a little bit of the reason they were checking him out was they were checking his neck, which seems to be okay. And Deontay Thompson has a bruised knee, which doesn't seem to be a significant injury. Probably could have put him back in the game, but just, didn't do it.
Coach, we'll start on the right with Charlie.
All right, that is Nick Saban's press conference. You can watch that on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining in. If you're just checking in, my name is Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. If you're a first-time subscriber, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a ton of content, and, of course, all that coverage back at BamaInsider.com. You can also find on our YouTube channel Tua Tagovailoa, Xavier McKinney, Henry Ruggs, and all our practice footage from earlier this week. We'll have a ton of coverage coming up for Alabama and Auburn. Please also in the comment box, let me know where you're coming from. I always get fired up to check out where you guys are coming from. Mitch, I saw you checked in tonight, man, from Mitch from Hawaii. Aloha, everyone. I got, the Hawaiian lei-on that you sent me still, and I always wear this for the remainder of my shows. Really humbled and blessed to be able to be making new friends. Let's start the show with looking at the offensive stats for this game, and we'll bring those up. You can see them right here. And Tua Tagovailoa, obviously playing without the big knee brace, 18 for 22, 340 yards, really balled out, really looked back to his old self, and I thought he did a fantastic job on the day. There was a couple throws. I think I saw 2 throws that didn't look like Tua, but the rest of the time he looked right on point. 18 to 22, 340 yards. Jalen Hurts there at the end of the game, 3 of 4, 31 yards. Damian Harris, 7 attempts, 83 yards, and went down pretty nasty there in the later part of the game. I'm glad to hear that he's going to be okay. I'm interested to see what Saban has to say about Harris on Monday, if there's any follow-up. And, anytime you hit your head or your neck, it's very serious. So hopefully he's okay and he'll be able to contribute against Auburn. Certainly need him. Damian Harris always playing at a very high level. Najee Harris, 4 attempts, 51 yards. Tua ran for 4 attempts, 37 yards. Ronnie Clark, the fan favorite senior, 3 attempts, 14 yards. And Brian Robinson out of Hillcrest in Tuscaloosa, 2 attempts for 4 yards. Receiving-wise, I don't think you can see that too well. I know I can't. Let me try to move this up a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit better for the receiving yards. Henry Ruggs, 6 receptions, 114 yards, and no touchdowns, longest of 54 yards. Jalen Waddle, 6 receptions, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And how about Jalen Waddle? He's just incredible. He's a dynamic freshman, really contributing at a high level, and really a 5-star. Really exemplifies just what a 5-star is when they come in and make an immediate impact. Jalen Waddle, some toe-touching catches this year. Jared Jeudy goes over the 1,000-yard mark. Congratulations to him. 6 receptions, 77 yards. And Irv Smith, 1 reception for 68 yards and a touchdown. That was a 66-yard run by Irv Smith, and had a nice little juke to get to the end zone. I'm a big fan of Irv Smith's game. I think he's I like the way that Alabama continues to get him involved weekly, because he's certainly a very capable tight end. Defensive stats now that we're going to be looking at. This is Anthony Jennings leading the team in tackles with 11 total tackles. 4 of those were solos. Really had a big game. And going against the Citadel, it was confusing because earlier in the week, Nick Saban said that they had a wishbone offense. And then when Alabama scheduled Citadel, I was reading that Citadel wasn't an option offense. And then when they played Alabama, they were a triple option offense. And gearing up for the triple option, no matter who you're playing, is very difficult. You don't see a lot of triple option. And this was the first time Alabama had seen the triple option this year. It's tough to prepare for. And Citadel, they had 0 passing yards in the game, which Nick Saban even said that was the first time he's played a game where there's been no passing yards. It was all rushing. Citadel ran the football. They came prepared. Credit to them. Hats off to the Citadel. Mac Wilson, 9 tackles. Did you see what Mac Wilson said after the game? He said, triple option is tough on Twitter. It's funny. Yeah, it was tough. Deontay Thompson, 8 tackles. Dylan Moses, 7 tackles. You see when Dylan Moses tracked down that Citadel running back and slammed him into the ground? I thought that was an interesting highlight. LeBron Ray is playing at a very high level and had 7 tackles as well. Quentin Williams there with 6 tackles, and Xavier McKinney with 5 tackles as well. Those are your offensive and defensive stats. Thanks for joining us on the show. It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Iron Bowl is coming up. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Alabama is a 24-point favorite. Someone already posted in the comment box. 24-point favorite against Auburn. That's a lot of points for a game like this. I think in a game like this, anytime there's a rivalry game, you can throw the records out the window, right? I think we saw that last year. I think Alabama, I don't think there was heavy as a favorite going into the Iron Bowl last year, going down to Auburn. But Auburn's defense really game planned well for Alabama. And, they shut them down last year. So really excited to see what Alabama has in store for Auburn, especially coming off that game against Citadel where it was 10-10.5. That was really strange. Really strange to see Alabama tie with an opponent and Citadel being that opponent. I'm going to bring up some more graphics for you guys. These are actually what we're looking at now is the offensive grades for Alabama. And if you're new to the show, I'll just explain it real quick. The name is on the far left, obviously. And then on the far right, you have the grades. So the higher the grade, the better the player performed. The total is actually the snap counts. So what I like to see is a high snap count and a high grade. Jedrick Wills playing at the right tackle position, 46 snaps, a grade of 60.3. Didn't play really well against Mississippi State either. Jedrick Wills kind of trending down, which I don't really like to see. Ross Piercebacher, 62.2. Not a very high grade out either. Lester Cotton, 54.8. Jerry Jeudy, 73.8. Henry Ruggs, 79.9. Tua, there we go. That's a grade we like to see from Tua. 93.4. I think last week he was like a 60.2. I have to go back and check, but it was his lowest grade of the season. Jonah Williams, 74, flat. Alex Leatherwood, also struggling. Offensive line, is it me or are they struggling? Jalen Waddle, 90.2. Irv Smith, 83.1. Najee Harris continues to grade out very high every single week, 86.6 for Najee Harris. Going to be looking at the defensive grades now for Alabama. Keep the calls. I'll take your calls in just a moment. Patrick Surtain, 56 snaps for the true freshman, grade of 66.8. The grades are pretty high despite the amount of rushing yards. Dylan Moses, 76.2. Xavier McKinney, 79.9. Xavier, as I always say on the program, always playing at a really high level. Christian Miller, 69 flat. Same with Savion Smith. Mac Wilson, 77.5. Anthony Jennings, who I thought he's probably got my defensive game ball, 82 flat. Deontay Thompson, who went out with a bruised knee. Saban said he expects him to be fine, 64.2. Raekwon Davis, 68.0. Quentin Williams, 79.1. There's the Brian Ray down at the bottom, 75.9. I think when these defensive linemen slide out, I think LeBron Ray is one of the defensive linemen who we expect just to slide in and really step up for Alabama next year. Wanted to quickly highlight Tua Tagovailoa breaks Alabama's single-season record for passing touchdowns, 31. The previous record was 30, held by A.J. McCarron. So congratulations to Tua Tagovailoa. He's had an exceptional season. After the game, Tua, being the teammate that he is, he always credits his teammates, and which is the right thing to do. I mean, it's not all him. He's certainly delivering the football to all his wide receivers all throughout the season, but a lot of it is because the offense has just been playing fantastic. Mike Locksley, the offensive coordinator, has done a fantastic job this year. So really happy to see Tua bring down that record, but I don't think it probably means much to them. This was exciting. Jalen Hurts back in the game. After going down with an ankle injury against Tennessee on October 20th, Jalen Hurts saw his first time back in action against the Citadel. Later part of the game, threw a touchdown to Devontae Smith, and as you saw, the crowd started chanting, Jalen, Jalen. Thought it was a really special moment. I mean, I think everyone who knows Jalen Hurts knows that he's a man of character, and I'm really glad to see him back on the field. I know it must have been really tough for him, not only to lose his starting job. He didn't complain, right? How many times did we hear negative things from him? None, never, right? And then he gets banged up. It's been a tough year for him, but he has certainly battled through, and I'll always remember this. Tony Tsoukalis, our team writer, wrote an article and interviewed his dad, and his father said that Jalen Hurts is built for the journey that he's on. It's always stuck with me. And I found this quote after that Jalen put on Twitter. Found it great. I appreciate all the love and support. It was great being back on the field with my brothers. Definitely a special moment that I'll never forget. Let's keep climbing the mountain. Jalen Hurts. Good stuff. Just a fan of his character. Obviously, he can do it when he's called on, but the character is probably going to take him a lot farther than football will in life. Good for you, Jalen. All right, here are the college football playoff rankings. These will be updated on Tuesday. I've given these a rough edit. Alabama at the number 1 spot now, 11-0. Clemson 11-0. I actually watched Clemson on Saturday night. Excellent team. In my opinion, I think they have a better defensive front than Alabama. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe it's not. I think their defensive front four, they're fantastic. I know they were playing Duke, but it seemed like they sacked the quarterback like 10 times. Their offense, Trevor Lawrence, he does a really good job connecting with his wide receivers, Amari Rodgers and Justin Ross. Did a great job. And then NTN, the running back, wow, he's something else. Notre Dame, now 11-0. They play USC. If Notre Dame moves to 12-0, they will certainly be in the college football playoff because they do not have a conference championship game. Alabama and Clemson still have to win this week and then win their conference championship games. Michigan, 10-1, will take on the Ohio State, who survived against Maryland. If Michigan wins that game, they will play in the Big Ten championship game. Georgia, they will meet Alabama here in a couple weeks in the SEC championship game in Oklahoma, led by Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, he's balling out. Him and Tua, I think those are the only two that should go to the Heisman presentation. And I don't know, it seems to be trending upward. A lot of people really like his Heisman chances. I still like Tua, but Kyler Murray is a name that a lot of college football analysts certainly like. Here's Alabama versus Auburn. Over the years, Alabama has 45 wins. Auburn has 36 with one tie. Last year, Auburn defeated Alabama 26-14. The year before that, Alabama won 30-12. In 2015, it was Alabama again, 29-13. And in 2014, it was Alabama 55-44. 2013, you all remember that game, 34-28. What is this game going to have in store? Can't wait for these two to get it going on Saturday at 2:30. Game will certainly be packed. I see the SEC crew is coming back to Tuscaloosa. It's always nice when they're in town. Here's a look at Auburn's defensive grades throughout the year. Just wanted to show you this because Alabama has played some pretty good defenses this year. LSU's defense was fantastic. Mississippi State's defense was very good. Auburn's defense is going to be very good as well. As you can see with the graphic, they grade out pretty high. I mean, defensive line, Derek Brown, 89.8. Jamel Dean, 85.0 at the corner spot. Up top, Daniel Thomas at the safety spot, 86.2. This team's going to come into Tuscaloosa and present some problems. They also have a couple other people in the secondary who grade out very high. So across the board, Auburn, this is going to be your typical Auburn team. Jarrett Stidham, I have a lot of respect for him as well. Saw him at the Elite 11 and this summer and threw a really great ball. Really impressed with him. I'm going to go ahead and open up the line, and I want to take your calls, and I want to talk, get your thoughts on the Citadel game, and also talk about this Iron Bowl coming up. Line is open, 205-686-3604. It's your show, whatever you want to talk about. But I'd really like to talk about this Iron Bowl. Iron Bowl's coming up. Everybody knows what happened last year when Alabama was taken down. Got our first caller coming in. All right, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling from?
Robert from Mobile.
Hey, what's up, Robert? I appreciate you calling in. You're always a great caller. First of all, what were your thoughts on at halftime when Alabama and Citadel were tied 10-10?
What really bugged me is But I think Nick Saban wanted to go in the halftime with just a 10-10 tie. Because he could have called timeout with plenty of time to give the offense time to score again before halftime, and he didn't do it. It was leading me to believe, okay, yeah, you want to go in halftime tie 10-10 just to have something to talk about. Because if Alabama got the ball back, even with a minute left before halftime, they would have scored. But he didn't want that. Nick Saban did everything he wanted to do. Alabama could have done anything Nick Saban wanted to do in that game. So it was. I do find it interesting how a lot of the haters out there are trying to read something in to a 10-10 tie with the Citadel at halftime, and totally ignore the 40 points after halftime, as if they see some vulnerability in Alabama. Oh, okay, great. I hope Auburn looks at that Citadel game and think they see something.
No, I think obviously, like I said earlier on the show, preparing for the triple option. I mean, especially when you've never seen it before, always a difficult task. But what I really took away from that game was I really wanted to see Tua, and I wanted to see him without this brace. They moved to a sleeve. He looked phenomenal. I think Tua's playing like he did during mid-season form when he was just slicing into the competition. I think he's probably playing his best football right now. Going into this game against Auburn, what do you think that Auburn's game plan is going to be coming into Bryant-Denny to disrupt this prolific offense that Alabama has?
No, but I guess they might take the Mississippi State model, which I guess is the best model that anyone has of something that kind of sort of work against Tua, and probably try to do a lot of blitzing to see if he'll get rid of the ball quick. And I expect to see if Tua does get rid of the ball quick, or step up in the pocket, or use more. Because neither of those, that knee looked fantastic. He looks like he was telling the truth all the time. He didn't need the knee brace, and the knee brace was slowing him down. Mm-hmm. And if they do that, which I don't think you can do, which that disrupts any quarterback, not just Tua, it's every quarterback in the history of football.
Yeah.
you get on, you hit them. It doesn't matter if you're talking about Tom Brady or Drew Brees. Well, that's how you beat the great ones. It's can you do it on a consistent basis? And so it'll be up to the receivers to get open quickly and to, make sure they give Tua targets to hit, which I see them doing. But I definitely see Tua doing better footwork in the pocket and moving around, because he definitely looked fantastic moving around. And, people were fearful of him running, but he looked efficient doing that too. So we are really getting a little tired of Kyler Murray talk, because we really don't know how good he is because all he's played is horrific defenses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you at least see a decent one that we get to see how good you are?
But before I move on to our next caller, what were your thoughts seeing Jalen Hurts come back onto the field? I mean, everybody knows the year that he's been through to be banged up. Nobody wants to see anybody banged up, but to see him come back, throw a touchdown, what were your thoughts on Jalen Hurts?
Oh, it was definitely. But of course, the way the Alabama fans treat him every time he gets the field is, I mean, that's why he tweeted out what he tweeted out. It's awe-inspiring. He gets a big ovation than Tua does because everybody appreciates, especially with what happened with Clemson, the appreciation of Jalen went off. Became more of a reality. Hey, having two quarterbacks, this can be a really good thing because you never know. Yeah. And so it's always great. It's always definitely great to see that. I have the little Saturday analyst, kind of making like Joel Klatt was one of them. That well, if Alabama loses to Georgia, then LSU Michigan can point to that 10-10 tie with the Citadel at halftime. Really, man, the 10-10 tie against the Citadel means something to you at halftime instead of the 50-17 victory? It could have been even higher than 50 if Nick Saban had wanted it. so it's. I mean, I hope they try to read something in that. So that Tua will and pick on Alabama because of it too. So give Alabama more anti-rat poison by picking on it. So when Auburn comes to town, we owe Auburn a really good beatdown. It's been a while since we've given Auburn a good spanking. So hopefully we will.
Thanks for calling in. Please call again next time. Always good to ride with you, Robert. All right, call line is open. 205-686-3604. Yeah, you know what I do like about Jalen? I like about all these guys. I like when players carry themselves with character. I'm a big person on character, and I like to see these young men progress into men, because one day they're going to be, husbands, fathers, and to see, character, it's a big deal. That's all we got. Hey, what's going on? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Thanks for calling in. Where are you calling in from, and who I'm on the line with?
Hey, brothers, Dwayne from Melbourne, Florida again. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Dwayne? How you doing tonight? How was your Sunday? Tell me about it.
It was all right, man. I kind of got under the weather, so I'm kind of just laying down, dozing between quarters in a football game.
All right, man. So you're on the show, man. Go ahead, shoot.
Yeah, I heard. I saw some people, just talking about, the first half of that game. How I personally did not see the mistakes that the defense was making in the first half, like everybody was pointing out. And I didn't think that there needed to be that big of an adjustment for them. If you take away the two plays where they missed the pitch, where the guy did not cover the pitch guy, that game would have been 50-3.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know they made some adjustments at halftime and they were playing better. I was more disappointed in the offense, playing against a weak front or a weak defense, in my opinion. It was almost like these guys were not mentally prepared to play the Citadel and was looking ahead maybe to the Iron Bowl or to the SEC championship game.
You know what? I think you might be right. I think certainly that I think fans and maybe some younger players probably overlooked a team like the Citadel. But I think Nick Saban, being the mastermind that he is, I think he used that game and will use that game as a wake-up call, because he's been looking for material all season to say that Alabama, you're not that good, especially to his players. And I think this will be the exact catalyst. He'll have Alabama 10, Citadel 10 posted in the locker room, and they will look at that and be like, look, there's not a player on their team that could start at this team, and you guys are tied with them. He was like, go show them against Auburn. So I think he's going to use that game as a catalyst to really revive this team, the second crucial part, probably like fourth quarter part of the season. But I think he's going to use that game.
Yeah, I really was disappointed in the blocking of our offensive line for the run. I mean, because we played much better for offensive lines than the Citadel has, and we ran all over top of them. You look at LSU game, we ran all over top of them. You look at the Mississippi State game, ran all over top of them.
Yep.
So there's no reason why we couldn't have run the ball on the Citadel, but we seemed to. I'm sorry, but it was like they were just running half speed, and like they were practicing.
Yeah, good time for a wake-up call, right before a team that can ruin everything for you. I mean, Auburn's coming in. This is Auburn's Super Bowl. This game for Auburn means everything to Auburn. Playing an undefeated number 1 ranked Alabama team at Bryant-Denny, won 25 games in a row. Your heated rival comes into town. This is their game. So what better time for a wake-up call than taking on Citadel? Anything else while you're on the show?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell that, we're talking about Tua breaking A.J. McCarron's record, and they're comparing him to A.J. McCarron. I love A.J. McCarron. I think he was a great quarterback, but he's not a sensational quarterback. If Tua had played every game this year and played the entire game, there's no doubt in my mind he would have pretty close to 60 touchdowns.
Yeah,
because he seems to really light up defenses in the third and fourth quarter when they are so tired they cannot come close to matching the speed of our wide receivers. And it's just target practice for him.
Thanks for calling in. Please call again next time.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. Good. That's good food for thought. Calling line is open, 205-686-3604. If Tua had played the entire season, he'd probably have, 50 touchdowns already? All right, this guy needs no introduction. Rob in Colorado. What's good, brother?
Hey, Kyle. What's up, buddy?
Man, you and Rob from Mobile, you guys are like on the just direct line. You guys got the red phone just straight up to Kyle Hendo. You guys are in, right?
Well, you are guilty for having a good show.
Hey, man. Thanks for calling, man. What's up? How was your Sunday?
Pretty good, man. Got up, did some housework, did some things that I couldn't do during the week because I was too busy with work. But
I did the same
so
thing.
far, so far things are going pretty good. I was disappointed about that halftime score, though.
Were you freaking out, or did you know that Nick would go to the chalkboard and come out with some better X's and O's?
Oh, Bama might be one of the top 3 teams in college football that makes the best halftime adjustments. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Clemson because I don't want to see a college team beat up on high school teams. So I don't know what they do at halftime. I guess they tighten up their cleat laces. I guess I don't know what they do. But I mean, certain teams might be good at halftime adjustments, but I think Bama's like a top 5, top 3.
I can't even imagine what Nick Saban told his players at halftime, that Citadel game. I mean, he said during the press conference, if you rewatch it again, he said that there's a team out there with no players that could play on this team, and you guys are tied. I mean, and that was like that was a PG version.
Yeah, and but you know what? I think Ohio State might get pinned. I think Ohio State might drop after that Maryland game in ranking.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like they still kind of float around up there. I mean, that was I can't believe that they won that game. I don't know. What do you think about Ohio State and Michigan this Saturday? You still kind of trending towards Michigan? I think I am.
I mean, was it last year or 2 years ago when Ohio State beat Maryland by 70?
Yeah.
It had to be. I mean, I think it's Michigan's game to lose. If they want to lose, they will lose this Saturday. There's no way Nebraska almost beat Ohio State in the shoe at home in Ohio State.
Where is that game? Is it in Ann Arbor or is it in Columbus?
No, it's in the shoe. It's in the shoe.
Oh man.
Yep, it's in the shoe.
Jeez. You know, I don't know. I mean, Ohio State, they just won't go away, will they?
What happened to that defense? I mean, their defensive coordinator is an ex-NFL coach, Greg Schiano.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to a lot of people's defense? You know, I mean, it's a dying thing. I mean, especially Oklahoma. I just posted a little interesting nugget on BamaInsider.com. If you guys want to check out who Oklahoma might be interested in for their new defensive coordinator position, you can probably guess. There's 2 DCs at Alabama, so there's a little nugget for you. Talk about a team that needs to learn how to play defense, right? I mean, geez.
I mean, I would love to see Lincoln Riley go to Cleveland because I would love to see Cleveland do good. You know,
they're doing a lot better than they have been. Rob, getting back to this Alabama-Auburn game, you think Alabama comes out? I mean, you see that spread, 24-point favorite. I wouldn't touch that. Auburn's coming in. What's your early assessment of Alabama and Auburn in the 2018 Iron Bowl?
I think this team is going to be as motivated as they were when they played LSU. And Tua's going to be pinpoint accurate without the knee brace. He's not going to have any handicap, anything hindering him. We lost to this team last year. I don't think Nick Saban really has to do much of anything to motivate these guys. Dylan Moses remembers that. I think Mac Wilson was hurt for that game. He didn't even play. I think we're going to smoke them, dude, and I would touch that 24 points.
All right, now right on the line, Rob. When I ask this, and this goes out to everybody, okay? I'm now moving to college football playoff scenarios, okay? All right, so Alabama 1, Clemson 2, Notre Dame 3, Michigan 4. That's how the College Football Playoff Committee has it. Let's just say things happen in college football. Georgia beats Alabama in the SEC championship. It's close.
All right.
1 Clemson, 2 Notre Dame, 3 and 4 and 5. I mean, would Alabama still make it if they lose to Georgia in the SEC championship game? What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment box. What do you think, Rob?
It depends. So the committee goes, well, Alabama would lose to Georgia by what? 3, 6, 9, 10 points, whatever it is.
No,
so
go ahead, Rob. Go ahead, Rob. Keep going.
Yeah, it depends on because Ohio State's won losses by 30 points. Michigan's won losses by 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma's won losses by 4 points. It depends on because you know how the committee is, man. They look at everything. Like that Purdue loss is going to hurt Ohio State. So if we lose by a field goal, I think I even heard Joe Klatt say, and I think Joe Klatt's a complete idiot. But I think he even said if Bama loses to Georgia by a field goal, they still might be in over the other one-loss team.
This is what gets a little bit confusing, okay? Now, I agree. Now, I think in that scenario, especially if it was close, that it would be Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia, and Alabama. However, this is the thing, okay? Now, if Michigan beats Ohio State and Michigan then goes to the Big Ten championship game and wins the Big Ten, they are a one-loss and they are a conference champion, and they have only lost one game, which is to an undefeated Notre Dame team, because Notre Dame, if they beat USC, they will finish the season undefeated, and they will not have to play in the conference championship game. So, I mean, I'm not saying I would still have Alabama in, but I'm saying you got to watch Michigan, that Michigan-Ohio State game. I don't think there's another team that could bump out Alabama straight up. And Alabama has been number 1 all season long in the coaches and AP poll. They've been number 1 in the college football playoff rankings. If they take care of business against Auburn, they take care of business against Georgia, then obviously they're number 1. But if they have a slip up against Georgia, which could very well happen, Georgia's the last team you want to play in again right now. They're mad. They're ticked off about what happened last year. Kirby Smart is a defensive genius. They completely shut down Alabama last year until Tua came out, and they're good on offense and defense. So this Auburn game,
but this Georgia team, Kyle, to me in my eyes, and you might disagree, is half the team they were last year. They had 25 seniors last year on that team, and they lost to our freshmen. I'm not a believer in Georgia. You might be a believer in Georgia, but I'm not.
That might be the soundbite that we use going forward.
I'm serious. I'm not dude. They're not the same team. I watched them play. I watched them against LSU. Their O-line is good. They have a high ceiling, but they're not there yet. They're too young. That D-line was really good last year. A linebacker like Roquan Smith can change a whole game, and he made a lot of big plays last year against Alabama. They don't have that. That Campbell dude, the one that was with Pat Surtain, he's not as good as Pat Surtain. He got burned all day against LSU, and he got burned by somebody else too. They were playing. They can't. Somebody said it in the comment section. The way that defense is, Tua's going to carve them up, dude. Auburn's secondary too. They're going to carve them up.
Hey, Rob, thanks for calling in, man. It's always a pleasure to rap with you each Sunday, man. I look forward to it.
Hey, Kyle, how do I get set up with your what's it called? Your monthly subscription.
All right, everybody, listen up right here, okay? Go on to BamaInsider.com. Look for the free 30-day trial. Click the link, sign up, get your username, Rob in Colorado, Bama fan, whatever you want to be called.
Yep.
Then click free trial. The promo code will be punched in. Then you'll be set up. After your 30 days, you won't be able to get in. You'll start to freak out, and then you'll be like, all right, I'll do this for a month. And then hopefully we can translate that into an annual subscription. 30-day free. Give us a shot, all right? Be the first.
I'll do that now.
Dive in, Rob. Let me know, man. And check out that defensive coordinator thread once you do. Cool?
Hey, is your email Kyle Henderson?
Kyle at BamaInsider.com. It's up on the top of the screen right here. Cool?
Oh, okay, cool.
All
gotcha.
Right. Be easy, Rob.
Yep.
One of my favorite callers, Rob in Colorado. I already know his number. 205-686-3604. Hit me up. Be on the line. I'm feeling good. Let's keep the show going. 205-686-3604. I think everybody has, I haven't really got a chance to look through the comment box, but everybody thinks Alabama's still going, regardless of that, what happens in that Georgia game. Good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey.
Could you please turn down your volume in the background, please?
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling from?
Q from Brooklyn. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you been? All is well.
Yeah, man. I think I missed you our last show. So
Yeah, you missed me on last show. As soon as I went on YouTube to check it, the time, because I'm in Eastern Standard Time. I was an hour late, so I apologize.
No, it's all right. What's your name again? I didn't catch your name.
Quincy, but they call me Q.
Okay, all right, Q. So Q, to give you a little background to our callers, Q breaks down film like no other. He's a very schematic caller, and so I don't even know. Do you want to break down the Citadel game, or do you want to move into Auburn?
I'll just give you a little snippet of everybody's talking about how we had a slow start. What do you expect at 11 a.m. kickoff? What do you expect?
Right.
Change the time of the kickoff. Push it to at least 1 o'clock kickoff, 12 p.m. You put an 11 a.m. kickoff. Come on, I even had a hard time waking up. What do you expect? Come on. Like, seriously. He played well. I think we need to open up Mac Jones, though. I'm tired of him just handing off the ball when he comes in. I want to see him throw the ball because once we lose Jalen next year, he's going to be expected to step up. So I want to see what he can do if he can throw the ball. God forbid we need him in crucial situations. Let him throw the goddamn ball. That's my only thing from that game. Anything else? Injuries as well. I hope DT's injury is not as serious as they said it was. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Oh, DT's injury is not as serious as it was. But I got a question. What's the update on D. White? Number 3. I don't know. Is he coming back next year?
Yeah, he's coming back, but he had I believe shoulder surgery, so he's out for the season.
Okay, I thought he was expelled or suspended.
No,
I thought
it was strange because he got suspended, but at the same time then he got surgery, so he's out for the season. Yeah.
I hope he'll be back next year. Hope we don't lose a lot of transfers as well. But in regards to the Citadel game, but that was a solid game. We played well. We scored 50 points. Come on. At the end of the day, we scored 50 points, and we held them to, 14, 17? It's a decent game. I think we played good defense compared to other games. You know, we had to stop that triple option that they ran, that wishbone shit. It was a very, very, very decent game.
All right, Q, we can't be cussing on the show. So you have
I apologize.
You have 2 strikes, Q. You're good, man. It's all good. So going into this Auburn game, what do you want to see? Tua looked polished. He looked really good on Saturday. So what do you like? What do you want to see against? What do you want to see against Auburn?
You're preaching, brother. I'm telling you, I want to see. I'm glad that Tua has his knee brace off. Clap, a round of applause for that. Knee brace. He's not restricted anymore, so no more injuries. He's getting up once he gets hit. From the Auburn game, I want to see his dominance, and I want to see us open a can of whoop on them. You know what I mean? I want to see our defense shut them out. Put Jason Stidham and put him in the box and shove him out. Send him back on the bus. Send him back on the bus down the road to Auburn because we want to shut him out.
Now,
bring rain. Let it rain on them.
I know it was tough to get any sort of look from the secondary against Citadel because they don't pass the ball at all. But from the secondary perspective, break it down for everybody what you've seen from the secondary and what you expect to see from the safeties and the corners against Jarrett Stidham this coming Saturday in the Iron Bowl.
Our safeties. Let's start with the 2 safeties, the strong safety and the free safety, Xavier McKinney and DT. I'm going to tell them their grade right now is A. Both of them guys are willing to come down here and lay the boom. It's like we don't even have a free safety. We have 2 strong safeties that can do drop back and come downhill. Boom, city. Then we got the corner, Saban Smith. He has to work on not getting beat deep and jump balls. You got to work on jump balls. Take your head out the backfield and worry about your defender when we play man-on-man. That's all I got to do is say about Saban Smith. But certain, A round of applause for Sertain because we got Sertain and we didn't get Campbell. A round of applause. Where would we be if we had Campbell? Just imagine. Yep. So our secondary, we have a good secondary from the starters to rotation. Jaden Maiden, he's good. I like him. He's going to come down here. We got to get more of them in there, but this game is going to be a wonderful game when we open the can of whoop on them. Roll Tide.
All right, Q. Please call again next time, man. You're one of my favorite callers, like I always say. All right.
Yes.
All right.
God bless. God bless America. God bless me. God bless you. God bless Alabama. Roll Tide.
That's my favorite thing you do, Q. So please know, every time you call and then you exit out, please do that because that's my favorite thing. It's always good to get some blessings. All right.
By the grace of God, I won't miss next week's call, and we'll be all jumping around screaming, "College playoffs! Here we come!"
All right, Q.
Enjoy your week.
All right,
everything's in advance.
All right, man. Blessings on blessings from Q in Brooklyn, one of my favorite callers. All right, calling line is open, 205-686-3604. All right, just like that. All right, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with and where are you calling from?
This is David from Lynette.
Hey, would you please turn down the volume in the background, please?
Okay. How's that?
Oh, that's great, sir. How was your Sunday today?
Oh, it was all right. Pretty good.
Can I before we start, can I just please I would like to say and I should have said it earlier in the show. I really wanted to say Tammy on the Paul Feinbaum show, she passed away earlier or last week, and I
read that.
I'm really sad to hear about that. You know, I mean, I'm sure for Feinbaum, who's obviously very established and has a ton of callers, you get close with the callers, and I can't imagine, you know, the heartbreak for their family, and I just really want to send a condolence to their family, and it's just very terrible tragedy. I was really upset to hear about that.
Yeah, that's sad, but much respect for her and a grandchild. You know,
yeah,
that's going to be hard on the family.
Definitely, especially with the Thanksgiving. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
That's why you have to make the most of every opportunity that you have with your loved ones. Never a bad time to hug a loved one. All right, so what you got? You're on the show.
Yeah, that game yesterday reminded me of the 2011 game against Georgia State.
Yep.
That game. I said, man, I didn't really watch it. I was listening to it on the radio. I said, man, you got to be kidding me. It just made me nervous, you know, to see the defense like that. I said, don't give up yards like that. You know, tough team. We play good, and then the little team we supposed to just spank up. Don't even have put on our uniform. Just going to wax them off. It was hard. And have you heard anything about Damian?
You know what?
With that nasty fall.
So Saban said they're checking out if he had a concussion, and they were checking out if he had a like kind of shoulder neck injury. We'll follow up tomorrow to see if Saban has another update going into Monday's practice. Usually he probably holds somebody who's banged up like that out of practice on Monday. I'm curious myself to get an update on Damian Harris. Alabama certainly needs him. I know you have Josh Jacobs and Najee Harris who can handle the load, but Damian Harris is a very special player, and I hope he's
the bell cow to me.
Yeah, I mean, when
he get the pounding, it's a matter of time. Once he get the pounding, you just look for it. I like Najee, but I think Najee need to just wait a little bit because Josh Jacobs kind of remind me of Mark Ingram with the shake and bake, and Najee remind me of T.J. Yeldon the way he straight up run and jump. I'd be scared half of the time when he jump up in the air. I said, look like he gonna get power bombed by somebody.
Yeah, he does that a lot. You know, it's worked out for him for the most part, and it's kind of impressive to see somebody of that stature. I mean, Najee's 6'2", 240 pounds, jumping up in the air like that. He's got great athleticism, but I don't know. I mean, the hurdle's cool, but I'm not sure. I just don't want him to get injured, and we'll be sure and bring you an update on Damian Harris as soon as we have one, because I'm really concerned about that as well, especially going into this week against Auburn.
Yeah, I hope we just show up and handle our business with Auburn and Georgia. Whether they tight games, as long as they good, just handle our business. And folks think if Tua would have played all year, all quarter, he would have had more passes. I think he probably would have got hit a lot more. And he probably wouldn't have made it so far down the season as he did because Ain't nobody gonna keep letting you tee off on them like that. You know,
Yeah, and
500-600 yard game. Somebody gonna eventually want to just try to take them on now.
yeah, and I'm really interested to see what Tua can do in these upcoming games when it's really time to ball out. You know, I don't think we've seen Tua really have to ball out at the highest level. And I'm so excited to see what he's going to bring, because he's going to have to bring everything he's got against Auburn, everything he's got against Georgia, and the next opponents as well in the playoffs. I mean, can you imagine what Tua's going to bring to Alabama football when Alabama really needs him? Just like it'll be like that taste of magic that we got in last year's national title game.
I just hope. And if he can't do it, I hope either Jalen or Mac, steps up. I just, just long as the team win, I don't care who bring us down, bring it home, because it all is a team sport,
Definitely.
Imagine this, if Tua go down and Jalen was coming there and win the game, there'll be a shocker to everybody. Or the other quarterback, that'll shock everybody. Say, well, Alabama's talented enough no matter which quarterback goes down, the next guy can step up and take the load,
Hey, well, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for calling in. Have a good rest of your Sunday evening, sir.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, you too, sir. See ya.
All right.
All right. Call-in line is open. 205-686-3604 is the number to call in. Man, I was thinking about it. This is going to be such an amazing week, this coming week. You got, you got Saban starting off things on Monday. You got the Iron Bowl. You got Thanksgiving. It's like, hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Thanks for calling in. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling from?
Kurt from Bessemer, Alabama.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing? Can you please turn down your volume in the background, please?
Okay, I turned down. All right, I got it down. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're doing great, Kurt. How was your Sunday today?
Yeah, Kurt from Bessemer, Alabama.
Yeah, you're on, Kurt. You're on the show, man. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I wanted to just say about the Citadel game. People need to calm down. It's a triple option team. It's hard to play against a triple option team, especially when you don't practice for it that much, and you don't usually see those teams. Just like Georgia, when they play Georgia Tech, they're going to have problems because it's a triple option team. It takes a while to adapt to it. That's why after overtime they came stronger, because they adapted to the triple option team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you? Go ahead.
What were you about to say?
I was just curious to get your thoughts on this Auburn game. I mean, I know a lot of people are excited to get another shot at Georgia in the SEC championship game, but Auburn's going to post a lot of problems for Alabama this coming Saturday.
Yeah, they will propose a lot of challenges because it's a rival game. It's heated. Jared Stidham, they're going to play their best game, but it comes down to coaching and play calling, and I don't think those calls good games. I don't think he plays to his team's strength, which is the run. He tries to do when it's something working for them, they don't continue it. So I think that's what's going to hurt them. Second, their running game hasn't been that good this year, and their quarterback is sometimes he plays well, sometimes he plays awful, sometimes he barely. They all messed up over there. They got a lot of. You could tell they got a lot of tension over there. And I don't know. I think they will propose a lot of problems, but I don't think they had the defense. I think they had the defensive ends, but I don't think they had the backside. I don't think the defensive backs and safeties play good together.
Let me ask you this before I let you go. Who has been a surprise player this year, in your opinion?
For who? Crimson Tide?
Yeah, for Alabama. Like one player that you really didn't expect to have a breakout season that's been performing high. I mean, I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Quinn Williams.
Oh yeah.
And Deontay Thompson. I'll give you two of them.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, Quentin Williams, especially replacing Deron Payne, I don't think a lot of people expected him to really surpass what Deron Payne did last year. And same with Deontay Thompson. I mean, both have been playing.
Quentin Williams reminds me of the guy who plays for the Rams. What's his name? That plays defensive end. Not defensive. Yeah, defense. What's his name?
I don't know.
He's smart.
Somebody will probably know in the comment box.
Yeah. But I think it's Quentin Williams and Deontay Thompson. Hey, how do I get Bama Insider? How do I go in and get the free thing and then after 30 days pay for it? How do I
you just go to BamaInsider.com and
okay.
at the top of any of our stores, you'll see a free 30 days. Look for the free 30 days, click free 30 days, and then you can sign up for a subscription so you can read all our message board content, all our premium content, and you can have us, every day, all day. So
let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Are there it's going to be a big recruiting list Saturday in Tuscaloosa?
Oh, definitely. And our recruiting analyst, Andrew Bone, who also has a show, he will provide that during the week as well. And he'll have who's coming into town. He'll have a report on, he'll blow it up, honestly. So now is a perfect time to subscribe. Right before this Auburn game, you're going to get recruiting. You're going to get Tony Tsoukalis' articles. You're going to get stuff from me. Honestly, you want to take a chance right now, free 30 days right now at Bama Insider. And, of course, my email, I believe it's at the top. It's Kyle@BamaInsider.com. You can email me if you have any questions. Cool?
Okay, man.
All right, man.
Okay, well, all right, thanks, man.
Yeah, take it easy. All right, call-in line is open. 205-686-3604. I really hope that you guys have a great Thanksgiving this coming week. I love Thanksgiving, and I love that the Iron Bowl is coming up. And to be honest, Bryant Denny was rocking against Citadel when Alabama needed a little bit of pep. The fans were coming through. It was good to see because Citadel, they brought it for a little bit. 205-686-3604. Wanted to also give a shout out to the military, as I always do. I know it's Veterans Day, but we always, on every single show, we always say thank you to our veterans and to our United States military, past or present. We appreciate what you do for this great country. No bigger honor, in my opinion, than to serve this great country. So thank you. And if you're a veteran, feel free to comment in the comment box. We're certainly always thinking about you and thinking about our men and women in the military that are serving overseas, especially during Thanksgiving and the holidays. 205-686-3604. I'll leave the line open for just a few more minutes, and then I'll bounce out, and I'll catch you guys back on the website, BamaInsider.com. I think it's been a good show. I know there's a couple, if there's a message board troll or like a troll on the site, just point their name out, and I'll go through there, and I'll see what's up. All right, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Daniel Turner. I'm calling from Indiana.
I can't really hear you, sir. Sorry. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling from?
Hey, Kyle. This is Willie Carter. I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, how you doing? How was your Sunday today?
Pretty good, man. Just relaxing. What about yours?
Oh, it was great. Thank you very much for asking. It was productive. Got up early, made the kids breakfast, knocked out a bunch of chores. The same stuff that all guys are doing that are dads and husbands. It's awesome. I love it. And then Sunday night, get to catch up with the great Alabama football fans. So you're on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the Citadel game and about just the whole defense and everything. I'm not too worried about the defense at all. I mean, dealing with the triple option, things like that, you expected them to get some type of yards and to be, and they held the ball like almost the whole first half. So, you expect to be a low-scoring game. But I think once Nick Saban made adjustments in the second half and Tosh made adjustments, it was completely different in the second half. So I expected that.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point, and that was Citadel's game plan. They were going to try to milk the clock, try to make it a low-scoring game, but I also think that Nick Saban is going to use this game as his advantage, like I said earlier. He's going to use this as a catalyst to really tell his team that they're not as good as everybody thinks they are. With that said, going into the Iron Bowl, what are your thoughts on this Iron Bowl, and give me some early thoughts on the SEC championship as Alabama and Georgia, two top-ranked teams about to go at it here in a couple weeks.
Right. So as far as the Auburn game goes, I think, Auburn is still going to bring it. I mean, it's still a rivalry. I think we don't need to be overlooking them to, thinking about Georgia and all that. But I don't expect it to be close if Alabama plays their best. I mean, Auburn, their defensive line is pretty good. The linebackers are, solid, and their secondary is not very good. So I think if our offensive line is able to at least block them and hold them and give Tua the time to make the pass, I think he'll chop them up. So I'm not worried about that. And then Jarrett Stidham, if you watch him, he is so inconsistent. I don't know how he's going to do in the NFL, but I think if our defense, don't fall for the eye candy and, stay home and play, good sound football, I think we'll be fine and we'll win by at least 2 or 3 touchdowns.
As we look towards the SEC championship game, not trying to get ahead of Alabama and Auburn because that's a big one, but that game is a rematch of the national championship game. Georgia's dangerous. Kirby Smart is dangerous. Right. Quick assessment of Alabama and Georgia. What are you thinking there?
So as far as their defense goes, if you look, they don't have the production that they had, last year as far as their defensive line goes. So I think their defensive line is solid. I think their linebackers are pretty good. And their secondary is solid as well. But I don't think they have the production that they had last year. So I think the same thing as far as Auburn goes. If the offensive line is able to hold them up and, we're able to throw the ball, we're able to run the ball, I think we'll beat them. I think if the offensive line, is not able to hold up the defensive line, then it might get a little bit ugly. As far as our defense go, if we are able to control the run game of Georgia with our front four, maybe one in the box like Mac Wilson or something like that, then I think we'll be fine. But if our defensive line is not able to control their offensive line, because their offensive line is solid, they got some young players, stuff like that. But if we control them with our front four and be able to sit 7, 8 in the back, I think we'll be fine. But if we have to start bringing people down, because that's what Jake Fromm does. He's not, a Cam Newton or somebody like that. But if he's successful, they're successful at running the ball, and he's able to do play action and pick his poison, then I think we'll be in trouble. But if our defensive line is able to hold their run game with 4 or 5 in the box, I think we'll be fine.
All right. While I have you on the line, I want to really run through the injury list. And one of the things that I do for premium subscribers on BamaInsider.com is we have a running injury list. So while you're on the line, just hang tight. I want to run through this because there's a lot of people who have questions about injuries. Okay, so this is what I have right now. Deontay Thompson, safety, bruised knee against Citadel. He is probable for Auburn. Probable is more than likely he's going to play. Damian Harris, running back, mild concussion against Citadel. They're going to look at his neck. We should have an update from Saban on Monday. Excuse me. Alex Leatherwood, offensive line, tweaked ankle, will play against Auburn. Deontay Brown. A lot of people are asking about Deontay Brown. Suffered turf toe against Mississippi State. Turf toe is bad news. He was out this week. I would suspect that he's out again against Auburn. Expect another update from Saban, but turf toe is terrible. Trayvon Diggs, Saban mentioned, suffered a broken foot. He's out for the season. Daniel Wright, shoulder, he's out for the season. Christopher Allen, knee, out for the season. Jalen Almar Davis, knee, out for the season. And then Terrell Lewis. This is an interesting one because Saban didn't say he was completely out for the season. He did say that he talked with him, and he said that he hasn't spoken to him about his interest about coming back. So I'm not sure what to make of that. Tosh Lapoy said earlier in the year that Terrell Lewis was making significant progress. We've seen a lot of updates on his social media account. So let's keep tabs on Terrell Lewis. He's tore his ACL. I'd be really surprised if he comes back at all. But, he's built different, as you said many times. So didn't want to kind of hijack your call, but I really wanted to run through those injuries.
No, it's fine.
Why have you on the line? Tua and Kyler Murray. Seem like it's a 2-horse race. And someone also mentioned Minshew from Washington State, who balled out last night. My goodness, he plays in that offense. But when looking at Tua and Kyler, you think Tua still has this Heisman Trophy wrapped up?
So, I thought early on in the season he had it wrapped up, but I think everyone's hating on Bama. You got a lot of Bama haters, and I think any chance of Tua slipping and not, playing as good, they're going to look elsewhere. And so I think with just the LSU game and the Mississippi State game, I think it kind of left Kyler Murray around. And he's putting up phenomenal numbers. He's the truth. He is the truth. They haven't been playing, very great defenses. But if you look at him, he's fast. He's very explosive. And, they have a really, really good offense. So I think if Tua struggles against Auburn and maybe struggle against, Georgia, I think Kyler Murray will get it. But I think if he comes out and get, the 3 touchdowns, maybe one run in, or the 4 touchdowns, no picks, and play phenomenal and they play their best, I think it's a wrap. But if he struggles, I think they probably will give it to Kyler Murray. But the only thing that's really hurting Kyler Murray besides the defense is that Baker Mayfield got it last year. And I don't know if they really like giving it to the same school, 2 years in a row.
Wow, that's an interesting call. Please call again next time. I thought you had some really good insight. So try to get our usual callers that provide good insight to keep calling. So please call again. We do our shows on Sunday. So give us a ring again, and look forward to speaking with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been listening since you've been on the YouTube Live, and so I just never called in. So I just want to try it now.
Hey, man,
but yeah, I'll call next time.
You brought the good stuff. Call again, all right?
All right, thanks.
All right, take it easy. All right, peeps. All right, it's time for me to get some Z's, and I really hope that you have a great week coming up. Be spending time with your family. It's a great week to do that, especially around the Thanksgiving table. You can catch the Nick Saban press conference on Monday, and on Wednesday we will have practice footage for you on Tuesday and Wednesday, game coverage, recruiting coverage, everything you need back at BamaInsider.com. If you're curious about being a premium subscriber, go to BamaInsider.com. Look for the free 30 days. Check it out. Got some good stuff on BamaInsider.com every single day. My email is Kyle@BamaInsider.com. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe on this video. Tell your friends, tell everybody about the Kyle Henderson show. Be good people out there. Be nice to each other. Make someone's life better, and just be nice. It's the best thing that you can do out there. And again, to our men and women overseas serving this great country, thank you so much. Civilian salute from our end. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is the BamaInsider.com live stream. Have a good night, family, and I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.